It's fall, and school is back in session. How would you prepare as a kid? We're sharing your important childhood memories, now that we're all adults, live on the Brew.
Kids, they're now back to school. It's that time of year, and we all had those traditions. We had to go back to school, things you had to do to get ready. So, Joel, what's something you had to do to get ready to go back to school?
So this is going to date us a little bit. Obviously, it's going to date us, but because things are so different, they're technological now. But I always grew up on folders and pencils and markers and all that extra shit that you had to have, notebooks, everything you had to write into. But the more fun answer, and the one that I like the most, is every year there was a different tradition when I was a kid. Something would be the fad. So one year it was Pokemon cards, one year it was like Beanie Babies, one year it was marbles. So it would always be to go to the store and have enough of that to go into school and either trade, or like with marbles, you would play marbles and Pokemon cards. So you would always want to have like one pack at least to get in there.
You know, when I was a little kid, one of the things I looked forward to when I go back to school was running to Woolworths and getting myself a brand new abacus and get ready for school every year. Talking about dating. No. All right, I'm going to date myself though. Do you know what a trapper keeper is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that was a big thing, like when I was a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s. I think it kind of fizzled out in the 90s, whatever, but it's basically just a big plastic like binder that you have a little notebook in. There are different folders you'd put in, a little clip pad, and it had that great new plastic smell. You know, everybody loves the smell of gasoline. Well, Trapper Keeper had a great plastic smell. One of our viewers actually had that as his answer, so I'm going to share that now, and that's Real Treats Tweets. He said one of the things he'd look forward to is shopping, new clothes, school supplies, etc. And yeah, well, I was all about the new clothes too, and definitely the school supplies. Getting that fresh new Trapper Keeper for every year, which I would beat the hell out of by the time the school year was over. That was the big thing.
So you needed a new one every year because you put it through hell.
Well, I had to walk up the road to get the school bus in the rain and the winter in the country, growing up in the mountains. Like, yeah, I would just get beat up, and then I would always pack it full of papers too. And by like the end of the week, I don't even know where all these papers would come from. It would be like super thick and bursting at the seams. So yeah, by the time the school year was over, it would be done. But yeah, school supplies is a big one. Clothes, there you go, absolutely. And Joel, our friends here, our viewers have a lot of great answers. So let's find out, what are your back to school traditions? What would you do to get ready for school? Well, Prince Nye says shopping for supplies and appointments with eye doctors. Starman says I would always get a new pair of shoes. Rock Guitar said sang. It's the most wonderful time of year to my kids. And Art says he would cry. Yeah, you know what, because the summer is over and you get kind of sad when it is back to school. There you go.
Hey, sometimes you got to have a little cry when you're a kid. And then as an adult, actually, now we have back to school traditions too. Most of the people our age have kids. So, the tradition is now crying tears of joy.
Yeah, that's right. Get him out the door. Can't wait to get the hell out of my house. That's how love it is. I do agree with the shoes answers, though. That's my answer B. Like, I always would get a new pair of Chuck Taylors or shoes for school. That was another thing I'd beat up by the end of the school year. I could always look forward to that because we would get them at the big back-to-school sales because my mom was not paying full price for anything.
Yeah, there you go. Or like new basketball. I played basketball when I was in school, so I would get new basketball shoes sometimes. If I could afford it, I would get new basketball shoes, but usually I couldn't.
Did you ever get the ones with the pumps in it? Remember those shoes?
No, I couldn't afford those.
I couldn't afford them
cool,
either.
though.
No. We couldn't. And didn't they rob kids for them in like the big cities at some point? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing. But I'm glad I just missed out on that whole thing. I'm glad I missed out on getting robbed.
Yeah. I grew up in a country. We were more likely to get shot for hunting season than you were for anything else back in those days. But speaking of violent, our last answer is thought-provoking but violent. Check this out. Warlock Weirdo says, unfortunately, the reality today, and sends a picture of bulletproof backpacks. Ooh, unfortunately, yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah, with all the constant school, was there like 2 a day now? I can't even keep up. I watch TV all over the country every day. I can't keep up with them all. They're every day. They're every single day, at least a couple of them. So that's actually a really good modern answer.
Yeah, it is a shame. And I got to say, like, I went to elementary school in the 80s, graduated from high school in the 90s, and I'm glad that's when I went to school. Perfect time. Like now, especially with COVID and craziness, I wouldn't want to be in kid in school right now. It just wouldn't have been as much fun.
Yeah, and it sucks because like the best alternate is to not be there, but then you don't build those social skills. So there's no really winning right now, not with the way that things are set up.
Yeah, unfortunately that's true, but okay, I'll put this on a positive topic because you want to be a guaranteed winner. You click that like, subscribe button for all the fun here on the Big Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel. Once again, I made a stellar promo tie to make sure you like and subscribe each and every week. Well, okay, so we got our back to school traditions. Most people said school supplies, but hey, you got to agree with me. New plastic does smell great.
Yeah. For sure, it does. I've never smelled a Trapper Keeper, but yes, definitely new plastic. Something when you open it, brand spanking new, definitely.
New plastic smells great, burnt plastic not so great. Or those little plastic holders when you can't get them open, you gotta like tear packaging open. That's not so much fun, but there you go.
Yeah, your little Star Wars figurine or in your case, Star Trek figurine.
That's right. Oh, I had a whole bunch of starting lineup figures too as a little kid. I got those all around too. So yeah, they're action figures.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure that someone a little bit older than us is probably going to say bubblegum or baseball cards or there's a million things.
There are. But hey, it depends what age group you're in. That defines what your back to school tradition is. So.
Yep.
Hey, we ran the gamut once again on this episode of The Brew, and thanks for all your great answers. Jersey Joe and Ion saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, I hope.
Streaming now on YouTube. Jersey Joe 50. What is a wine bottle punt? Fun wine making history is just a click away.